guys, welcome back to Making It Fun with Michael Miller Fabrics. My name is Heidi and we are here to do part 3 of the September 2025 fabric release. If you've been following along, you've already seen part 1 and 2, and if you are just joining us, make sure you check out the scrumptious collections in both part 1 and part 2. Both videos are up on our YouTube channel. So part 3 is imagination in stitches. We're going to go from the skies to the seas and everywhere in between, checking out some very whimsical collections. These are all collections that are just so much fun to see, look at, and play with, and I can't wait to see what you all do with these fabrics when they come in spring of 2026. So without further ado, let's jump into the first collection, which is Mystic Dragons. It is a stunning collection. Dragons are everywhere. My husband's into dragons. I love dragons. They've become very popular. So this is the perfect collection for both men and women, boys and girls. But you got to check out the artwork. So this is the Mystic Dragon panel. Let's open this guy up. Of course, I have it upside down, but we're going to get that right. There we go. Isn't that just stunning? The colors, the majesty of this guy is just a beautiful panel. I'm going to fold this in half here and pop it up on the table so we can get a closer look of what we've got going here. The color palette on this is amazing. So here he is. This is the top half. Flip it over real quick to see the bottom half where he's sitting on his orb. But let's go back to the good side. So this is the top half of it. We've got some beautiful blues and teals and purples going through there. And so you can use this as the focal point of your quilts. I can't imagine any dragon lover not wanting this panel. And so we're gonna go from the panel to the blocks. And it is you can buy this, I believe, is running yardage, but there is a repeat of it. So let me show you the repeat. There is the beautiful repeat. You're going to get 8 rectangular blocks that can be cut apart and put in the quilt. You can put them around the panel that we've got there, or you can cut them apart and make their own project. These would also work. You know, I kind of see one of these appliqued on the back of a denim jacket. I think that would be very cool. But so here are the first 4 on the panel. We've got these guys right here. We've got a little bit of Celtic pulled in, and then I'm going to show you the other side of the other 4. So very majestic and elegant, but yet whimsical. So there's the block and the panels. So now that you've seen the panel and the blocks, let's jump into the coordinates for this collection. They are just as pretty. This one right here is called Moon Dragon. It shows you a smaller scale of the dragon sitting on the moons. This is a perfect, if you can see right here, you can get a beautiful 6-inch border out of these. It is a lovely print to go for your medium size focal fabric as well as borders or on their own. Then we're going to go from there into Cross the Dragon. I love the name of that. So these are Celtic crosses. These come in 2 colors. We've got the blue, royal blue with the purples and the skies. And then we've got this really stunning emerald color to go with it. So after the Cross Your Dragon, we are going to jump over to Night Sky. This one gives you dragons on the fabric again, but this time they're not quite as predominant and bold as those. These are much more subtle. So we have it with the navy, the purples, and the sky. And then again, we have it in the beautiful emerald with the sky and purple pulled in. So from there, we're going into the Mystic Sky, which again, we have in 2 colorways. We have the navy, and then we have the jade. And those are all the coordinates for Mystic Dragon. Let me know what you think below. Do you have a dragon fan in your life? Would this group fit them? Because I know I have quite a few people that could use projects from this collection. From Mystic Dragons up in the sky, we are going to go to a much more whimsical line, also up in the sky. This is called Makebelieve. This is from Pretty Little Lines. It is you know, it is targeted towards kids. It's a very fun group, but let me tell you, I would be thrilled with any quilt from this collection. The artwork on this is just so fun and so whimsical. So let's get into these. So first up is the Fantasy Fort. This is taking out of a child's imagination, having a tree house in the sky with all of your ships and hot air balloons just floating around. It is bright, it's wonderful, but the palette is still soft enough to not overwhelm or take over a room. So we go from the main panel to the double border, which is called Fantasy, and it shows all the little ships on the water and then has the lovely tossed dots in the middle. It is a wonderful double border to use as is. You could do a little table skirt with it, or you could cut off one side of the double border and use it as the center of a quilt and put applique on the center. There's lots of ideas out there for double borders, and this one is just one of the cutest ones out there. From there, we are going to go to the rectangular blocks. You get 10 different rectangular blocks in a repeat, and this is just zeroing in on each of the cute elements of the collection and giving it to you in a framed scenario that you can then cut apart and put piecing around, or you can cut this as 4 blocks and do it as a wall hanging with a couple borders. There's a lot of fun things you can do with this one as well. From there, we're going to go to the border stripe. There are 2 stripes in the repeat for this one. And you can use, again, this stripe is so pretty on its own. You can use it and create a bag with it. You could use it to put on the back of a jacket. You could use it as like a duffel bag, like a drawstring duffel bag that kids could use for laundry or just to pull around with all their toys. It works really well as a wide border for the panel, or you, like I said, you can cut it and use it as blocks in a quilt. From there, we are off to the Let's Make Believe, and this is the largest print in the collection for the coordinates, and it is a sky motif of everything going on. It pulls everything together, it brings in your colors, and it is a great fabric to use with the first 2 pieces or on its own. Now we're on to Up, Up, and Away. This is another larger print that it shows all the characters just floating away on all the balloons. It's another one that's a great focus fabric used for the center of the blocks. It would also be a really fun border or back. To the adorable giraffes, and they're giving them to us in 2 colorways. These guys steal the show. They are fishing, they're carrying their balloons around, and they just bring in another touch of whimsy to the whole project. And you can use yellow or blue or mix them both in the same project. From there, we're going to the rainbows. This is Rainbow Dreams. They gave it to us in lavender and in cloud. So the color palettes for the coordinates are so that you could create a quilt for little boys, quilt for little girls, or just a neutral quilt in the middle. So they give you all the tools and you get to pick which way you want your quilt to feel. From the Rainbow Dreams, we are off to the tossed umbrellas, and this one is so cute. It works great in this collection, and it would also work great mixed in with other collections. The little umbrellas are tossed in the sky, and they carry over all the colors from the fabric. From tossed umbrellas, we are off to adorable hedgehogs. So the giraffes have little sidekicks, and they happen to be the hedgehogs. This is just a tossed hedgehog print on orange. Again, hedgehogs are really popular right now, so this fabric actually stands alone as well as in this great collection. And finally, we go to Bubble Bubble. So they're giving us a nice small print of bubbles floating in the air, and you have it in both breeze and in lavender. This is another one that you could use in place of a solid to add some texture and color. Or you can use it alongside a solid to just add a little more interest to your blocks. So that is Make Believe. Again, one of my favorites, but I am a very whimsical person, so this fits my personality. So let me know what you think down below. All right, from Make Believe, we are going on to Tokyo Fur Tales. This is a Michael Miller Studio collection. And someone over there has a great sense of humor as well as a beautiful eye. So let me show you the main piece for this one. This one comes with the blocks panel, and there are 6 of these guys on there. And I'm going to lay this down on the table here so you can get a better look at the different panels. Let me just fold this into thirds here. There we go. So you can see, you know, we've got all of the motifs you would see with the geisha girls done into the geisha cat. So we've got these two here. Then we've got the one with the kittens. That's probably my favorite. It's so cute. And then that one. And then look at this beautiful sashing fabric they put between it. And then finally we have the last two panels for that one. So with your Tokyo Fur Tales panel, they have a bunch of coordinates that work so pretty with this, or they would actually, some of them stand on their own if you just wanted to do a quilt with a Japanese feel and maybe without the kitties, which I don't know why you'd leave them out. They're so cute. But let me show you those as well. So first up is the Tokyo stripe. This stripe is nice and narrow, or you can cut a large piece of it to do a wider border. This would be really fun if you had to have sashing in the quilt. You could fussy cut that strip and that strip, or like I said, you could do a wide border on that. From the Tokyo stripe, we are going to the Ginza whiskers. Ginza whiskers, this is the tossed cats in their kimonos, and it comes in both cream and in the black. The black you can see is much more vibrant and pops out a little more. We got a little hair on there. And then the cream is a little softer and much quieter. So like this could be fun as the center of a block. This would be great as a border, or you could flip it around. There are no rules in quilting. And from there we are going to the kawaii kitties. The kawaii kitties also come in the cream. It's a tossed kitty. I mean, this guy right here with his fan. I mean, come on, he's adorable. So we've got the kawaii kitties playing with the tamari balls and some texture brought into the back. So here is the other one in black. From there, we are going to a Kanoko, excuse my pronunciation on these, Kanoko texture. This one comes in olive green, which as you can see as I'm laying this out, just plays off of the little accents in there, but it truly brings in another whole color palette for you. And then we have it in the slate blue, which plays with the stripe and the colors that are there as well. It's also a very tiny print. When you're creating a project, you do want to think about what is the scale of your fabrics. Do you have a large, a medium, a small, a tonal? The more scale differential you have in your blocks, the more movement they have and the better they read and they're more interesting. So when they design these collections, they do think about that when they're creating the coordinates to make sure they're giving you a lot of scale, a lot of value in color, so that when you get a collection, you can build a very interesting quilt with it. Enough about block designing. Now we're going to go on to the tamari balls. So those come in cream. This one doesn't. So we got a couple, the stripe, these two in this print here, no cats. So if you wanted to just create a Japanese feel of a quilt and didn't want to have the kitties, you could use several of the prints from this line for that. Again, you see the black with the navy overlay on there and then the tossed tamari balls. From there, we're going to the Tokyo leaves. And this one now comes in this goldy rust and the black. So again, you've got multiples. You can go really dark, you can go light on each of these prints. And finally, we have the Asanoha texture. That one comes in the rust again to carry that through. And then they give us the beautiful corally red in there that if you lay it there, it just works with all of them. It's just such a nice warm color to bring into the group. So that is Tokyo Tales. We have some really fun projects planned for this line, so make sure you stay tuned for those. But it's a strong cat line and a strong Asian line, so you can do either cats or no cats. It's up to you. The collection does a great job of giving you the option to do both. So these two have no cats, these two have no cats, these two have no cats, as well as that one. So you could create a quilt with just these here and have a much more mature, serious quilt versus the whimsical happy cats. All right, next group. Joyful Jamboree. This is the perfect collection for any celebration kids and adults. It was designed by Catherine Harrell, and it is whimsical, it is colorful, it is bright. So let's jump into the group and see what we've got. So number 1 is the Joyful Jamboree panel. This panel comes with 6 prints on it. There's 3 with different animals and then 3 that are for celebration. This is a great one. We used it for placemats for one of our free projects, and I think it's also focused in the quilt as well. From there, we are going to go to the Streamers Stripes Multi. This is another great stripe that comes in smaller stripes that build up to make the wider stripe. So you could use this as sashing or as a border. We're going to go from there to the Melody Makers Multi. This is one of my favorite prints because it is a pre-done banner. If you wanted to have a pennants banner, you could just back these with the whimsical coordinates and have a banner. But you could also cut these out and applique them onto a quilt to create the effect of a banner over a party. Or you can fussy cut them and put them as quilt blocks. So that is the Melody Makers. For Melody Makers, we are going to go to the sprinkles. Sprinkle Pop, that's what it's called. Sprinkle Pop. These are just lovely polka dots of color, all lined up and ready to celebrate. This one comes in black and in pink. And from the Sprinkles Pop, we are off to the Balloon Bonanza. So what party would not be complete without some balloons? And they're giving you these in navy and in raspberry. From the balloons, we are going to pop on over to the animals, all celebrating this party. It could be a birthday party, an anniversary party. It could just be let's have a party kind of a day. And this one comes in both lime and navy. This is going to be your medium to large toss print with the collection. So this would work great as borders, as the center of blocks, and on their own. From Critters Chorus, which is what that one was called, we are going to go on over to Confetti Carnival, and this comes in black and in cream. This is your perfect tiny print to add accent and movement to your pieces. Could work. The cream one, definitely you could use that as a really fun background if your blocks were all more bright, solid colors. And the black would be great as sashing, binding, or an accent in the blocks. From there, we're going to do Happy Words. These came in lemon and in black, and this is just another way to add some movement and color. We all love to have words on our fabric. I don't know, I'm always drawn to that, but it's nice to have one in this celebratory collection. And then finally, it wouldn't be a party without some music. So we have got Tunes and Tales. This is in cream and in raspberry. This is more of a medium-sized print as well, so it can stand on its own, be the center of attention. Or it could be a border if you want to have some musical instruments on your border. So that is Joyful Jamboree. It is a fun and celebratory collection. Perfect for your next party and any of your accents. I mean, you could make party hats out of these, gift bags out of these, table runners, placemats, napkins. I mean, it just adds a splash of color to your next celebration. And finally, for our imagination and stitches, I saved, I think, well, they're all the best, so I can't say I saved the best for last, but I saved a really pretty group for the end. This one is called Divine Oceania, and it's kind of, to me, represents 2 lines in one. First up, we have the Crystal Dream Ship. That is this one right here. And it is just an explosion of color and movement. And every time I look at it, I see something different. I'm looking from behind it, but I still see so many things. So let me lay this down here, and I'm going to show you. It is one big panel, but it's kind of got 3 motifs. So you could do a triptych quilt. So this could be motif number 1. I mean, look at the mermaids over the door. Motif number 2 would obviously be the ship in the middle. And then motif number 3 would be the Crystal Palace over here with this adorable little narwhal. So this is the Crystal Dream Ship panel that is one of the focal points of this group. The next one is the total opposite. The next one is soft and quiet and calm, and it is called Divine Mermaids. And this one looks like this. Very subtle, very soft. These are, let's check this out. These are 5-inch blocks. So you could definitely fussy cut these and put them on their own, or you could do a border with them. But the artwork on these mermaids is just so elegant. Let me bring this up so you can kind of see it. There we go. Just beautifully done. So as whimsical as that one is, this one is elegant. Same collection. So this is a collection that definitely has two moods that mix together, or you can pick and choose the pieces of the group that call to you. So that is the Divine Mermaids. So from the Divine Mermaids, we're going to the Oceania Mermaids, and these come in butter, and they come in pink. And these, again, now it's marrying the really bright colors, the quiet one, and giving you the colors, but then they're giving you more whimsical and then a little more grown-up mermaids. So the mix of it is really kind of nice through the whole piece. From the Oceania Mermaids, we're going to go on to the Rolling Waves. This one comes in turquoise, it comes in crocus, and then it comes in pink. Great coordinates, bring a lot of movement. They bring in a little bit of tonal, a little bit of quiet. There's not a lot of colors going on. Each one has like 1 or 2 accent colors in it. This fabric is also one of those ones you're going to put it in your stash and like you're going to be like, oh, I love this print. I don't remember what it goes to, but I love this print. From the Rolling Waves, we're going to go on to Sea Crystal. Sea Crystal is a lovely fabric that does the exact opposite of those. This guy has every color in the collection in it. It brings bang, it brings power, it brings a splash of color so that it can go with these fabrics, as you can see, and tie in all the colors. This one can be used as a big piece, it can be used as a little piece. It's just a fun coordinate to have in the line. From Sea Crystals, we're going to go on to Royal Sailing Ships. This one has a lot of color on navy. The navy lets the colors pop. It is a beautiful piece to use as a border, as a focus, or as its own. This is probably my favorite in the whole collection because I just love those ships. From the Royal Sailing Ships, we're going to do Starfish and Starburst. This one also comes in 2 colors. This one is butter, and this one is navy. And you can see the colors pop off the navy and disappear into the butter. So you can do subtle or you can do bold depending on what you are needed for your design. From those, we're going to go into Wave Tails. This is a really fun wavy stripe. Let me hold it up here so you can see it. And it's got the little mermaid tails sticking out of it. And this one comes in turquoise and in crocus. Finally, the last piece in this group is called Pearls and Seashells. This one also comes in 3 colorways. We have it in turquoise, which is much more of a monochromatic print that you can see. It's quieter. It does read a little more like a tonal, but then we go from there to the navy colorway where you've just got the bold color and the pop. And then finally we have it in the butter, which just brings in like an elegant, soft feel to it. So this collection, you could do whimsical and fun with the main panel, or you could take the mermaid silhouettes and you could use this as a little more grown up, mature, depending on the age of the person you're working on a project for or what you like yourself. So that is Divine Oceania, and that is also the last group in this video. We have one more group of collections to share with you in video 4. I hope you will make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell if you want to be notified. And once we've got all 4 videos out, I would love to hear in the comments below which one is your favorite collection out of all 19 groups. Coming up, we're going to be doing some more traditional collections, so make sure you tune in for that. And as always, I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!